That's true that you can start the whatever you want to start. That's true that I've traveled intensively, but because of you, my colleagues and friends, I've traveled more tonight. I've traveled not only through the physical world, I've traveled as well to the spiritual world, so which is a beautiful combination. But my concern is still the same here tonight. What do I do with all this travel, with all this spirituality? How do I digest it? How do I become that? At the end, I'm just an architect. So I'm going to go through different projects which are the translation of how I became my traveling and how I do that. Here we are in Chandigarh, in India, North India. So at the feet of Himalaya in Chandigarh at the Assembly Building. How do I create something there which is the synthesis of all what I've traveled all over the world by completely forgetting what I've seen, what I've touched. I'm not showing you the beaches, I'm not showing you the art craft or anything like that. I want to create something from scratch, pure, strong of what I've learned all along these 40 years of traveling. So this is Chandigarh. This is Montreal, Canada. So we are in a very downtown Montreal, in a very dense area. How do I, again, source into myself to create something which is completely unique and not seen yet, without any reference to past or tradition or anything like that? So Canada was asking us to create kind of a tower. It's a very kind of a rich kind of a country city with that kind of a stadium, Olympic stadium. There's a lot of references, but how not to go and to stick to the references and genuinely create something which is completely new. So this is our permanent attempt into doing architecture. We are in North Korea, I mean in the border of North and South Korea. This is a very rich kind of a conflictual kind of a country. Again, how I bring myself into that, into a complete new subject, how to solve and how to create unity right on the border of two conflictual countries, South and North Korea. So again, I'm not referring to anything. I'm just trying to create, to get inspired from, I would say, from the divine, actually. Again, strong of whatever I've learned all along these 40 years and create something which is genuinely pure. And in the same time, in this context, to unify South and North, which is rather kind of complicated. We are in Dubai here. Dubai has this fantastic aspiration, I mean, egoistic aspiration to be the strongest, the highest, and all those things. But how you create a mosque there? We were asked to design a mosque in Dubai. This is the new Creek Tower, and this is the whole kind of a, I forgot the name of the other one. So we create something which is, again, inspirational, which has to come from inside and even reach a level of beauty and a level of accomplishment which is even higher than spiritual, than a mosque, or than a social place. So then this is how, again, I bring in that kind of a baggage I have for the last 40 years. We are here in Sweden, in Stockholm. This is a museum we created for kind of an artist who is called Ilma Kafrin, whatever it is, I forgot the thing. So this is a kind of very kind of a figure which has evolved into the 19th century, for which we have to revive an entire kind of a career. Again, the palette we chose here, it's extremely neutral, nothing to do with the real kind of a context, but the context here is water and mountain. So how you get inspired by that kind of a thing and create something which is unique, therefore belonging to the place itself. This is in Guggenheim, Helsinki, Finland. This is the museum of Guggenheim Museum. Again, location-wise, I mean, we are always lucky to get something between like mountain or hills and water. So what can be more inspirational than that thing? And what can uplift you more than that in a way that you really create something which is genuine? A subject of a museum is always like something great, but how to get out in the same time of the trends of the museum, of the Bilbao trends, where the museum is more important than the artwork you exhibit in it. So then we just inspired ourselves for much larger trends, much larger kind of geography. We are here in Milan, right in the middle of the city, which we were asked to design a tower there. So how, again, it's another kind of a context which is extremely crowded, extremely loaded with building, with chaos, and not as much as India because it's Milan, but how you find into yourself this kind of inspiration which leads you to create something which is, again, peaceful, divine, almost spiritual, actually. where we bring everything in, which is the accumulation of what I've traveled all over the world. I mean, you can be in peace on the beach, you can be in a chaos in New York, but how you combine all those things together and really create something unique. We are in New York. There was kind of a museum asked to be designed and to be built next to the Statue of Liberty. We have the New York at the back there. So again, this is kind of a very conflictual and a very complex kind of society, which is the American society. And this Statue of Liberty, which has been brought there to be the symbol of freedom. So how you attack this thing, how you establish a dialogue with these things, with, again, strong with the baggage you have behind you, and what you can propose and how you can propulse or push forward the discussion of a museum in this context. So basically the context feeds me, but it's much larger than that. How this is a project in China. This is an interior project actually where we need to do kind of an art installation into one of the 18 or 19 courtyard in a massive tower. So how this is a very normal tower built in apparently 40 days or something, the fastest building ever built in the world. It's going fast actually. So we are back in India. This is Kochi, facing this big boat, this big kind of a transport, this big shipment things. How you address this thing and how you sorry, it's too much. Okay, then I gave up. It's too fast. So then this is done. So I'm done. It's next time we do 30 seconds. Okay. And this is the last one. So anyway, I use the 7 seconds which is left. So what is my point is that how you travel so much for so long to accumulate so much, to get information and to give information to your travel, and now you forget these things. This is the point where you really become something, because it is in your blood, in your cells and everything, and then therefore you can really create something without any kind of attachment or anything like that. Thank you.